Hello, welcome, oh my god, welcome to the next episode of How to Create a 3D Game. In this episode we're going to be starting to work on the 3D game, and I'll be explaining everything that I do and everything that I put in. Don't be discouraged by my voice, I may be a kid but I am very knowledgeable in this subject. I may stutter and do words terribly, like that. I don't think that made sense, but I am well educated in this subject. So what we can do is start by creating, what type of game should we make, do you reckon? It could be a 3D game, obviously. Suppose what we could do is create a health bar. Most games have health bars. So for a health bar, all we want to do is do from Messina dot prefabs dot health bar import. Now you can either import everything or you can import just the health bar 1. There is no health bar 2, just it's health bar 1, but I normally just import everything. So now what we want to do is give it a variable. It can be anything, but in this case I'll just name it health bar. And we want to do equals health bar. So now health bar is a class, so that always means you've got to put your brackets, and that should, I'm not really familiar with health bars, but that should, yes. As you can tell, it's created a red health bar with 100 out of 100 HP. So now what you could do is change the colour. So as you remember from up here, from the previous videos, colour equals colour dot, and we'll do green because that's normally what health or hit points looks like in a game. So as you can tell, that didn't work. Yeah, probably because there is no green. Yeah, there is no green. But I'm pretty sure there is lime. There is no rhyme. Alright, we'll do RGB then. So red, green, blue. So 0, 155, and 0. So now this should make it a nice green colour. Okay, right. Okay, me and you are gonna have problems in a minute. We're gonna have big problems in a moment. So as always, I'm gonna retract my statement of being well knowledgeable in this subject, because apparently I know squat. Well, that's not true. I've never really messed around with the health bars other than a few times. So I don't necessarily know when that's not working. Actually, I remember. I don't remember what the parameter was exactly, but it was. I remember it being confused on it like ages ago. So if we go into my files, or my previous attempts at creating videos, just go into this PC, new volume, Python, build, and I believe I have one in the next bots that I made, so we just pull that up real quick. Scroll all the way down. Don't bother reading any of this if you don't understand it, just ignore it from the where the hell is the health bar? What is this? I apologize. Here it is, health bar. No, that's the health bar text. There we go. There it is, bar color. That's the parameter. I remember it now. We're just gonna copy and paste that over. So instead, we do bar color equals color dot. I don't know if green's a thing, so just do RGB at the moment. 0, 155, and a 0, and it should work. There we go. So obviously looks nice, a bit blocky. So what we could add is, to make it just a little bit nicer, we could add roundness equals 0.5. I believe that's the sweet zone. There we go, much better. So obviously, health bar now, nice and green. I don't know why this is a thing, but there's a thing called show lines, and I have no idea why it's a thing. But if you set it to true, then it does this, and I don't understand why. But it really doesn't do anything other than that. So to manipulate it, what we could do is do health bar 1 dot value equals 50, which will set it to 50 out of 100. So we run this, and we'll go. The health bar adjusts accordingly. You don't have to code any of that, so it's halfway. If you want to increase the value, so like the max value, I mean, you want to do health bar dot max underscore value, and we can set it to 200. Obviously, you can put max value and value in this, but this is just to show. I don't really know why I did it like that. Also, I don't know why that didn't work. That should work. Just set it in here, and we'll just plus equals 1. See if that works, because I might have been doing the parameters wrong. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, don't put it in there. Don't put it outside. Put it in, and then obviously, very good. If you want to manipulate it, then you can. So obviously, set your values to always go in the parameter box first, and then manipulate them later. So that will set it to 50 out of 50. 50 out of 200, not 50 out of 50. What drugs am I on? And one of the most main functions that is one of my most favourite to do with Athena is the update function. This update function will basically call the function every frame. So if you've got 60 frames per second, it'll call this function 60 times a second. So it's good for, like, it's good for things that you need to call constantly. So what we could do, just to prove that it works, is do print hello. Then it prints hello loads of times. One of the other ones that we could do is input. So when I first started, this wasn't really made clear to me, but you can only have the key parameter in input, otherwise it does not work. So in input we could say if key is equal to D, print press D, and we can click run. Nothing shows up, and we click D, then it says press D. So you can also do held keys, which I believe, I'm not really sure about held keys too much. I've never used it practically, but this is the syntax for it. Held keys, D, and I just think this allows you to like spam it. Yeah, so that allows you to spam it. So yeah, only put the key parameter inside input, and then you can obviously test. Held keys can be put anywhere, and it doesn't have to have it doesn't have to be in input. So only use this for key, so you can obviously test if the key is equal to, like, we'll set it to E. So if it's E, then we'll use the health bar as an example. So health bar dot value plus equals. I'm not sure if this is an Athena thing or it's an actual Python thing. I've never seen plus equals used. I normally just used equals. So variable equals variable plus number. But you can use plus equals, and I can just do it to 50. So every time we press E, it will. Why does it do that? This is the exact same thing that happened for the first time. It never works when you put the value inside the parameter. I have to tell him about that. Unless you update it afterwards, in which case it does work. So we'll just set it to 50, and then each time you click E, it will heal you. Obviously you can only have 200, so it won't heal any further than that. Unless we set it to like 10,000, then we can give ourselves loads of HP. I know it starts a bit blocky, but what are you gonna do? So let's change this to held keys actually real quick. I just want to show you something real quick, real quick, and I think this will be the last thing we talk about for this episode. So held keys, you'll notice that when we run it in, it's a bit janky, to say the least. So to fix this, all you want to do is just put down here, health bar dot animation, I think it was animation underscore scale equals 0. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, it was duration, I believe. Animation duration. Yeah, I believe it was that. Which then allows it to look really smooth. Whereas before it was janky. Thank you to the guy on Discord that I forgot the name of that told me about that. Big ups. That was one of the main problems that I had with my game for ages. So that's always like that. And that is health bars. Thank you for watching this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.